Craft here. So we got more Sun and Moon information today, which I'm pretty sure was supposed to be tomorrow that we were supposed to get it. But what happened was a ton of stuff got leaked yesterday, and now all of it was confirmed. And so the stuff that was leaked was actually two of the Pokemon and one new Alola form, which you can see here already. So we're going to go over that, and also we're going to be talking about Team Skull a little bit more, just because we got a few more information on them. So we're going to start off with one of the Pokemon named Morolo, I believe that's how you pronounce it. It's called the Illuminating Pokemon. It's a Grass and Fairy type with the ability Illuminate and Effect Spore. Morolo are nocturnal Pokemon that walk around at night on their leg-like roots. They move because staying in one spot and sucking all the nutrients from the soil would cause surrounding plants to wither. Morolo uses its leg-like roots to make contact with its fellows and communicate with them. Morolo broadcasts spores that glow brightly when they burst open. Looking at their pulsing light has a soporific effect. It seems that in time of danger, Morolo broadcasts these spores. Morolo is one of the not as interesting new ones. Probably is because of its design, and I don't know. With the Grass Fairy typing, we've definitely seen it before with like Whimsicott, so it's nothing too special in my opinion. I don't really like it that much. It might just be its design. But the next Pokemon that we got is a little bit more interesting, and it was actually also part of CoroCoro. But it was released a little bit later. It was leaked from CoroCoro actually yesterday, not when I made my video on CoroCoro. And also, it was, again, confirmed. We got a few leaks yesterday, so it was really interesting. So this is Pyukumuku. I believe that's how you pronounce it. It's actually a sea cucumber, and it has the ability Innards Out, which is a brand new ability. So, and it's a pure water type. I would have made it part poison type, I don't know, because it kind of looks something like a poison type, but that might just be me. So due to their appearance and their lifestyle, Pyukumuku are considered unappealing to tourists. Part-time work chucking Pyukumuku back into the sea is available at tourist beaches, but no matter how far they're thrown, Pyukumuku will always return to this same spot. Once it finds a place it likes, it won't budge from it. If someone moves it away, back it comes to the same spot. If it runs out of food to eat in that spot, it'll stay there and starve. The people of Alola found this so pitiful that they developed a tradition of chucking Pyukumuku back into the food-rich sea whenever they come across any thin-bellied Pyukumuku. Pyukumuku are covered with a slippery, vicious food that has a moisturizing effect. Pyukumuku can stay on land for a week without dying out. The people of Alola use food for skincare products. So I guess this kind of confirms the theory that Pokemon actually can die, because here it is saying that they can die. So, Pyukumuku has a new ability, Innards Out, which no other Pokemon has had before. With the Innards Out ability, when this Pokemon faints, it will be able to deal one last bit of damage to its opponent, equal to the amount of HP it had before it received the final blow. So it's somewhat like Aftermath, but once it dies, like for example, if it had, let's say, 50 HP left, it'll deal 50 HP to the opponent. So that's how it works. The next Pokemon was part of CoroCoro on Wednesday or whenever, or no, not Wednesday, I believe Tuesday when CoroCoro came out. And that's Wishiwashi, which is actually now one of my top favorite water types, just because of its ability to transform. We'll get to that in a minute. So Wishiwashi is known as the small fry Pokemon, and this is in its solo form. And it has the ability Schooling. A single Wishiwashi is tiny and weak. Measuring just 8 inches from nose to tail, Wishiwashi is very small, even for a Pokemon. Yet the people of the Alola region seem to view it as a terrifying Pokemon. When it's in danger, Wishiwashi's glistening eyes catch the light and shine out, sending an SOS signal to its allies. Wishiwashi has the new ability, Schooling. With Schooling, Wishiwashi can change form in battle to their school form under certain conditions. So it really hasn't been explained how it does this. In the trailer, it was really confusing and said once it reaches a certain level, but that doesn't exactly make sense because that makes it sound like it's evolving. But this happens in the middle of the battle. So I think it's like once a battle starts, it turns into the school form, which we're actually going to check out right now. And I definitely think that the school form looks really nice, and I think Wishiwashi is just a really good Pokemon, because what it is, it's Wishiwashi. They combine together to form the school form, which is pretty cool in my opinion. The seemingly weak Wishiwashi is called the Demon of the Sea because of its terrifying school form. When Wishiwashi friends receive an SOS signal, they unite in this huge battle formation. Wishiwashi that have encountered many dangerous situations and have a lot of experience calling on their allies will be able to emit a bright light from their eyes. They can gather allies and transform into the even more powerful Pokemon. Even Gyarados flee from Wishiwashi's school form. And in the trailer, they actually compared school form Wishiwashi to a Gyarados, and it was just incredible. But what happens is once it takes a certain amount of damage, it goes back to its smaller form. So you can't keep this up for the whole battle, but I definitely like this Pokemon. Another thing that we got in the trailer was the Alolan Forms Marowak and Meowth, which we already saw in CoroCoro. So, but we got a little bit more information. So the Alolan Marowak is a fire and ghost type, which is something I actually really predicted. I predicted that if Marowak got a Mega, it would become part ghost. So it's nice that it keeps, somewhat. And then it becomes fire type, which most of us already predicted because one of the trial captains, trial leaders or whatever, has a Marowak and he's a fire type. So we all predicted that. But I definitely think that this is a very, very nice design. I really like it. The Marowak in the Alola region takes bones and light both ends on fire by rubbing them against their foreheads. Then they spin the bones around. Marowak's rarity and its fearsome appearance when it dances with its bones led the people of Alola to dub it a conjurer and regard it with fear. There are many grass-type Pokemon, Marowak's natural enemies, in the Alola region. This makes Alola a harsh environment for Cubone and Marowak. As a result, they live in close union with their partners. It said that their great care for their partners allowed them to gain something like a sixth sense and resulted in their changed form. The Alolan Marowak provides skilled at attack in which it waves its bones and releases a ball of flame. The fireballs are not that powerful, but they tirelessly pursue the foe. And it does have the ability Cursed Body now, but it also keeps Lightning Rod, so that's pretty nice. The next one is actually another one that got leaked yesterday, and everyone actually really likes this, and that's the Alolan Raichu. So now it's an electric and psychic type, which no one would, even predicted. But what everyone loves about this Pokemon is how it's a surfer. It actually even gets the ability Surge Surfer. So in the trailer, and you can see in this picture, how Raichu is just standing on its tail. Well, in the trailer, it's just floating on its tail. So definitely, if you're confused about that, it's known that psychic types, they can just use their psychic abilities to float and stuff. So it's probably what it's doing. The Raichu and Alola have two types, electric and psychic, and they are able to wield psychic power. What's more, they can gather their psychic power in their tails and ride on them to float in the air, which I just explained. Even Pokemon researchers don't know why Raichu's form changed in Alola. The people of Alola seem unconcerned by their question. Their guess? Maybe it ate too many sweet and fluffy round pancakes. Because, we don't even know why to explain it. Just why not? Raichu has electric sacs on its cheeks, and rubbing them causes a sweet aroma to be released. The mechanism behind this is not clear, but is thought to be connected to the psychic power that Alolan Raichu possesses. The Alolan Raichu has a new ability, Surge Surfer. With the Surge Surfer ability, this Pokemon's speed will be doubled on electric terrain. So definitely some competitive use there. And the last Pokemon that we got is Alolan Meowth, which was again part of CoroCoro. So Alolan Meowth is a dark type, and it has the abilities Pick Up and Technician. I've never really used a Meowth, and I forget if that changes its abilities or not, but Meowth is a Pokemon that did not originally live in the Alola region. They were sent to the royal line as an offering from another region, and only a select few could have them as partners. The Meowth and Alola are distinct for their cunning and their great pride. Two things they really hate: a wound to their pride and dirt on their coins. If either one happens, they fly into hysterics. It said that Meowth that were offered to the royal family lived a life of luxury and pampering, which led them to have a selfish and prideful attitude. This caused Meowth's form to change, which, you can definitely see, you definitely see it doesn't really care too much. You can see it's really pampered. I think that they worked that design actually very well. The once rare Alolan Meowth became feral when the monarchy was destroyed, and they have now become regular Pokemon, seen as commonly in the Alola region as elsewhere. So now we get to talk about what's really fun, and that is Team Skull. In my opinion, this is actually one of the so far I like the clothing design and the design of this team a lot. I don't know what it is. I just really like it. In the trailer, you see them what you might think looks like a monkey, but most teams are known for doing their symbol somehow. So like Team Flare did the F when they got into battle. Here they do like a skull really. Team Magma is known for doing an M when the two grunts come together. Maybe I'll show that off a different time, but the Team Skull boss is Guzma. Guzma is the boss of Team Skull, who holds these ruffians together. Guzma pours on the attacks, battling without mercy. He certainly does seem strong, but he claims to be one of those never could become captains. He seems to have a bone to pick with Professor Kukui as well, which you can kind of see in the trailer. Kukui and Guzma, they were arguing, so... Now here's where it gets more interesting, and this is the Team Skull admin Plumeria. I actually really like her design. I think it's really nice. But I'm going to get into a little bit more why I think she's very interesting, and I hope a lot of you guys agree. But first, Plumeria is considered the big sister of Team Skull. She's a tough lady who keeps Team Skull in line and working together, the same way a strict older sister would. She seems to care for the grunts who are below her in the pecking order, and she's not one to let go if someone's given them a walloping. Please remember the fact that they kept mentioning that she's like a big sister. I'm going to get back to that in a little bit after we talk about the grunts, whose designs, again, I really love. I think what they did really nice with Team Skull is they made it look like a gang more than an evil organization, just by the way that they dress, and I actually really like that. Both male and female Team Skull grunts wear matching black skull tanks, and these uniforms aren't even provided for them. All grunts have to buy their own. So there really isn't too much. One of the things I really liked about this trailer is it was only shown for a split second, but you could see that even NPCs, and it was mainly shown with Team Skull, now they also are going to be using different Pokeballs. So in X and Y, if you didn't know, when you throw out your Pokemon, it actually shows the Pokeball and has different animations. Well, now they're actually going to be adding that in for Sun and Moon for your opponents. So now even like Team Skull, you could, I believe it was Ultra Ball and I think a Nest Ball was used. So that's really cool, and I find that really interesting. Now, back to the topic of Plumeria, what I find really interesting about her is actually something I mentioned a long time ago when we got information, like all the way back when Sun and Moon was announced, when a few of the characters were announced, mainly Lily. I found her really suspicious. My original theory was that she would be somewhat like N in Black and White, where she's somewhat related to the evil organization, and she would she doesn't, so if you don't remember, Lily is a mysterious girl who assists the professor. The young girl is about the same age as your character, and she's working as Professor Kukui's assistant for personal reasons. She's not fond of making Pokemon fight in battles, but she loves reading and has devoured many books. Lily will play an important role in the story of Pokemon Sun and Moon. So, and he hated battles also, and he was somewhat involved with Team Plasma. So originally my theory was that Lily would be somewhat of a similar way to that. So I have a feeling that Lily is actually related to Plumeria, maybe sisters. And that's why Plumeria acts like a big sister, because somehow either Lily and Plumeria had a fight, or there was like a faked death or something, or they just split, and that's why something's going on. And so Lily is with Professor Kukui now, and maybe that's why the evil organization has a bone to pick with Kukui or something like that. So I definitely think that Lily is definitely involved with Plumeria and Team Skull. That's my theory on this. But of course, I could be wrong, but I'm really hoping that's right, because it would make a ton of sense in my opinion. But it just makes sense why she acts like an older sister to everyone else, because she lost her younger sister. So I mean, it just fits in my opinion. Well, other than that, I actually really love Team Skull. I actually really like the Pokemon that were announced. I love Wishy-Washy. I think it's really cool. I think that they're making really good Pokemon for Sun and Moon, even if a lot of people are saying that they're bad. I think that they're doing such a good job. Wishy-Washy is pretty good, in my opinion. Um, Alolan Marowak, I love the three legend. All the legendaries are pretty sweet. Of course, I'm probably gonna get Sun because Solgaleo is pretty sweet. Vikavolt, definitely one of my favorite bugs of all time now. Um, I definitely like Rockruff's design. Mudsdale, Mimikyu, they're just doing such a good job, and the starters are actually really, really nice. Then there's CoroCoro, which is really interesting. All the Alolan forms also, I just really love. So they've done a really good job so far in Sun and Moon, in my opinion. So I can't wait to see what else they've got. I don't know when we're going to be getting more information on Sun and Moon, just because I'm pretty sure this was supposed to be announced tomorrow, but now, because of all the leaks, they wanted to get it out now. So that's probably what happened. But comment what Pokemon you think should get an Alolan form and what typing it should have. And until then, see you guys all next time.